Good afternoon, classmates. Good afternoon, sir. I'm the first reporter, so please bear with me. My topic is all about local government. Let's explore the definition, characteristics, functions, and evolution of local government in the Philippines and discover its future outlook and potential reforms. For our lesson objectives, number one is identify and describe the defining features of local government as per various definitions, and examine the historical progression of local governance from pre-Spanish times to the present day, highlighting key developments, and evaluate how the contemporary local governance principles contribute to effective local governance of today. According to the definition of Merriam-Webster Dictionary, it defines local government as the government of a specific local area constituting a subdivision of a major political unit, such as a nation or state. Also, the body of persons constituting such government. And according to the UNESCOP, or the United Nations Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific, it is a political and administrative authority established and operating within a defined territory, which is subordinate to the national government and which has substantial control over local public affairs, including the power to impose taxes or levy fees on residents or property owners within its jurisdiction. And as defined by the Local Government Code of 1991, the local government refers to the political subdivision of a nation that is constituted by law and has substantial control of local affairs with officials elected as otherwise locally selected. And local government, as defined by various sources and within the context of the Philippines, can be summarized as the governing body of a specific geographical location that is part of a larger political unit such as a nation or state. It is a political and administrative authority established within a defined territory, subordinate to the national government with substantial control over local public affairs, including the power to impose taxes or levy fees on residents or property owners within its jurisdiction. The local government is a political entity that is responsible for administering a particular area within a larger state or nation. It is the level of government that is closest to the people and is responsible for providing a range of services that directly impact their daily lives. The local government system in the Philippines is based on the principle of decentralization, which aims to devolve powers from the national government to LGUs. This is done to ensure that LGUs are more responsive to the needs of their constituents and to promote local autonomy. And the Local Government Code of 1991, or the Republic Act number 7160, is the primary law governing local government in the Philippines. This code provides for the powers, duties, and responsibilities of LGUs, as well as the structure and organization of local government. Some characteristics of local governments include subordination. Local governments are subordinate to the national government. This means that they are bound by national laws and cannot enact laws that conflict with national law. Next is autonomy. Local governments have a degree of autonomy or self-rule. This means that they have the power to make decisions about local matters within the framework of national law. Democratization. Local governments are typically democratic institutions. This means that they are elected by the people they serve. And public services. Local governments are responsible for providing their residents a range of public services. These services may include education, healthcare, housing, transportation, public works, police and fire protections, and social services. Um, the structure of local government in the Philippines. The next picture is the local government hierarchy that we have in the Philippines. It is divided into three levels. Number one is provinces and independent cities. Provinces like Pangasinan and independent cities are like Dagupan and Baguio City. Component cities and municipalities like Urdaneta City and Municipality of Manawag and barangays, which is the smallest unit in the LGU. In some areas above provinces and independent chartered cities, there is an autonomous region, the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. In towns and some cities, they remit their revenue to the national government and gets back in the form of an IRA or the Internal Revenue Allotment. Below barangays, in some cities and municipalities are sitios and purok. All of these, with the exception of sitios and puroks, elect their own executives and legislatives. The powers and functions of the LGUs. LGUs are granted to perform various functions such as providing basic services such as education, healthcare, and social welfare, promoting economic development, maintaining public order and safety, environment protection, enacting ordinances and resolutions, imposing taxes and fees, managing and disposing of local government property, and entering into contracts. Those are the according to the um, Local Government Code of 1991. Let us now go to the evolution of local government in the Philippines. The cities, municipalities, and provinces of today evolved from the barangay of pre-Spanish times, pueblos and cabildos or cities in the Spanish colonial days, and townships of the American regime. In pre-colonial period, before the arrival of the Spanish colonizers in the Philippines in the 16th century, the barangays were well-organized, independent villages, and in some cases, cosmopolitan sovereign principalities, which functions much like a city-state. The barangay was the dominant organizational pattern among indigenous communities in the Philippine archipelago. The name barangay originated from balangay, a Malay word meaning sailboat. The datu was responsible for maintaining order, administering justice, and leading the barangay in warfare. The barangay was a self-sufficient unit with its own economic and social structures. A barangay consists of 30 to 100 families classified into social ranks as Maharlika, Timawa, and Alipin. The Aliping namamahay and Aliping sa gilid. This period showcased a decentralized form of government with a focus on local leadership. This means that local leaders have more autonomy to make decisions about how to best meet the needs of their constituents. During the Spanish period, Spanish colonization began in 1565. The Spanish established a decentralized system of government with four major territory divisions. Number one is the provinces as the largest administrative territorial division. The number two, municipal towns or pueblos. Number three is cities. And number four, the barangays, which were renamed barrio, a Spanish term that means neighborhood. Um, these are the head of division in Spanish periods. The cabeza de barangay is the head of the barangay, responsible for collecting taxes and maintaining peace and order in the barangay. Gobernadorcillo is the head of the municipality or pueblo, responsible for administering the town and for collecting taxes. The Gobernadorcillo was also responsible for maintaining peace and order in the town. The Alcalde Mayor, which is the head of the pacified province or the Alcaldía, and for the unpacified province or the corregimiento is the head or is the corregidor, while the Gobernador General is the head of the country, which is the alter ego of the King of Spain and had absolute power over the colony. The Royal Audiencia serves as the judicial body. The Spanish local government system was highly centralized and authoritarian. The local leaders were appointed or elected by the Spanish colonial government and were accountable to it. The local leaders had little autonomy in making decisions about how to govern their communities. And some of the key features of the Spanish colonial government's system of local government in the Philippines include centralization. The provincial and district governors were appointed by the Governor General, and the gobernadorcillos were subject to the supervision of the provincial and district governors. This meant that local governments had relatively little autonomy. The hierarchy. The Spanish colonial government system of local government was highly hierarchical, with the Governor General at the top and the Gobernadorcillos at the bottom. The hierarchy reflected the Spanish colonial government's belief in the importance of order and authority. The religion. The Catholic Church played a significant role in Spanish colonial government system of local government. For example, the parish priest was often a member of the Pueblo Council, and he was responsible for providing religious instruction to the townspeople. And tradition. The Spanish colonial government system of local governance was based on a number of traditional Filipino practices such as the election of elders to positions of authority. And during the American period with the Treaty of Paris, signed on December 10, 1898, America bought the Philippines from Spain worth $20 million. And under American rule, the Philippines experienced a transition from military to civil government. The Philippines experienced a Commonwealth government during a 10-year transition period or the Tidings-McDuffie Law. And the American colonial government implemented a system of local government that was based on the American model but also adapted to the local context. The Americans introduced a more decentralized system of government with greater autonomy for local governments. The Municipal Code of 1901 established a system of municipal governments that were elected by the people. The Municipal Code also granted municipalities by a number of powers such as the power to levy taxes, build roads, and provide public services. The basic unit of local government in the Philippines was the municipality. Municipalities were governed by a council of elected officials including a municipal president, municipal vice president, and councilors. The municipal council was responsible for overseeing the municipality's administration, including collecting taxes, maintaining public order, and enforcing the law. The American colonial government also established a number of larger administrative units such as provinces and chartered cities. Provinces were governed by a provincial board which was composed of elected members and a governor who was appointed by the President of the Philippines. Chartered cities were governed by a city council and a mayor, who were both elected by city's residents. And some of the key features of the American colonial government system of local government in the Philippines include decentralization. Local governments had more autonomy to make decisions about how to best meet the needs of their constituents. Democracy is local officials were elected by the people. Separation of powers, the executive, legislative, and judicial branches of local government were separate and independent from each other. And the civil service system, the American colonial government established a civil service system to recruit and retain qualified government employees. Um, the local government under the Republic, mostly the national government was supreme and local governments were merely its political and administrative subdivisions. Most of the formal and real powers are vested and exercised by the national government. Local units, however, possess a certain degree of autonomy. And during Marcos' authoritarian years, from 1972 to 1986, a Ministry of Local Government was introduced to revitalize provincial, municipal, and barangay governments. But Marcos' real purpose was to establish lines of authority that bypassed the provincial government and ran straight to Malacanang. And all local officials were indebted to Marcos, who could appoint or remove any provincial governor or town mayor. And after the People's Power Revolution in 1986, the new Aquino government decided to replace all the local officials who had served Marcos. Cory Aquino delegated the task to Aquilini Pimentel, her political ally, and with the creation of the 1987 Philippine Constitution, Article 10, Section 3, requires Congress to enact a local government code which initiated a more decentralized administration. And local officials elected in 1988 were to serve until 1992 under the transitory clauses of the new constitution. Thereafter, the terms of the office were to be 3 years with a 3-term limit. And former Senator Aquilino Nene Pimentel was tagged as the father of the Local Government Code of 1991. It was approved on October 10, 1991 and took effect on January 1, 1992. This code ordained an authentic and workable local autonomy through the devolution of certain powers from the national government to the local governments. The contemporary period of local governance in the Philippines is characterized by a number of key features, including local autonomy. It is the exercise of certain basic powers, in example, police power, power of eminent domain, and taxing power by LGUs, so as to serve the best interests. Decentralization, the Local Government Code of 1991 devolved a significant amount of power and authority from the central government to local governments. This has given local governments more autonomy to make decisions about how to best meet the needs of their constituents. Democracy. Local officials are elected by people and local governments are accountable to their constituents. This helps to promote democracy and accountability in local governance. Participation. Local governments have increasingly sought to involve citizens in the decision-making process. This has been done through the mechanisms such as public hearings, citizens' councils, and social media. And transparency. Local government have become more transparent in their operations. This has been done through mechanisms such as disclosure requirements, websites, and social media and citizens' charter. And accountability. Local governments are accountable to their constituents and to the central government. This accountability is enforced through a number of mechanisms such as the Commission on Audit, the Ombudsman, and the courts. And the local government in the Philippines has undergone significant changes over the centuries, moving from centralized authoritarian system to more decentralized and democratic governance structures that emphasize the local autonomy and responsiveness to citizens' needs. The Local Government Code of 1991, or the Republic Act number 7160, is the primary law governing local government in the Philippines and displayed a crucial role in shaping the contemporary period of local governance. And these are my references. Thank you for listening.